Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good whenever or wherever you are. I'm here live with you, of course, but also with Rutger and a whole bunch of people on my screen here in Groningen, or we're in Groningen, of course, they're not. They could be anywhere in the world. And we're here to talk about self-sovereign identity. This is the finale where we're going to announce some winning prize money and that kind of stuff with these folks here. But we've got quite a lot to get through because this track was very different to the other tracks.
Yes, this was not just about creating new solutions, but actually applying them for all the other challenges. So in different kind of sectors, industries, different kind of use cases. So identity as such is identity, but when it gets applied into processes where humans interact, then of course you get the benefits of, for example, self-sovereign identity.
Exactly. I think it was Jacob, and just give me a thumbs up if I'm right, that joined us during the Getting Ready event a couple of weeks ago, and he sort of boiled it down to, and I think these were my words repeating you, but SSI in itself, identity in itself, is a challenge that pretty much all other teams in Momentum would have needed at some point. So asking them to do it on top of what they're doing is kind of like doing double work. And you collectively decided to take that load off them and say, let's do SSI as a track and allow other teams to leverage what we're working on instead, which, I mean, that is the collaborative spirit that we're talking about, right?
This is next level hacking.
Next level hacking. So I'd like to bring in some of our challenge leads, one at a time if I may. Giulietta Marani from DigiCampus. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, how was your weekend?
It was amazing. We were struggling in the beginning, especially me, because I never flew before, but for the rest it was really good. We had a lot of connections to other teams, so very happy about it.
Great. And I mentioned Jacob, he's also here as one of the challenge leads from the Dutch Blockchain Coalition.
Yes.
Jacob, if I may ask, what was your weekend like? What did you learn the most that you maybe was unexpected?
We had already decided, as we told indeed at the Getting Ready, that we really wanted all the teams to connect, also to other teams in other challenges. What I really hadn't expected and was really positively surprised by was also the connections between the teams within the SSI track itself.
Great.
So there were a lot of teams that were actually helping each other integrate and building on top of each other's components. That was really amazing and super to see.
So even though you have perhaps the track that was most set up to be most interactive, the amount of interactivity still surprised you. That's like meta level collaboration. I love that. And if I may, on to Peter. SSI, this is something that your everyday person is perhaps not really familiar with. Why this is important? Maybe we don't think about identity, or maybe we've forgotten the possibilities. Why do you find SSI so important?
Yeah, I think that and I also told that in the kickoff that we did in the Ridderzaal. In a world where, let's say, everything is digital, you have digital transactions, and you have to know who and what you are doing business with. So identity turns then into digital identity. And if you look at, let's say, the philosophy behind, let's say, the approach that we all have taken in the past few years in Odyssey, then it's all about decentralizing. It's about, let's say, putting the power with the individual as, let's say, low in the hierarchy as possible. So self-sovereign identity, I determine what you can know about me, for which time, for what purpose, etc. And then also I will want to be able to withdraw that if it's no longer, let's say, to my satisfaction, so to say.
And really about putting that power of control back to the owner of the data, which should be the rightful owner and not distributed across everybody they've ever interacted with, ever.
And as Dutch Blockchain Coalition, Peter, you have somehow identified that this is actually better for also the governmental and corporate players that are united in this coalition. Why is that?
Yeah, I think that in the Dutch blockchain coalition, it's all about, let's say, developing solutions together. It's a sub ecosystem, you could say, of the larger ecosystem in the Netherlands and also in an international perspective. So we are used to working on use cases and on projects all together, but really in the area of self-sovereign identity or digital identity, there it's really about this collaboration. I mean, it doesn't. Let's say in all of our use cases, it's not of a big use to work on your own, so to say, which you can do in other technologies, for instance. But in digital identity, it becomes even more apparent, and also because, let's say, both the organizations on, let's say, the private and the public side also have different roles to play. That's what we bring together in the coalition, but also in the Dutch ecosystem, because I always say I want to take a broad look. I'm not interested so much in the coalition in itself and those about 40 or 50 organizations, but really working in the broader scope of the overall ecosystem.
Great,
lovely perspective. And as I've already mentioned, if you're watching this from home live or at some point in the future, this track is not like the other tracks because we're not giving out one award. In fact, we're not giving out 2 awards. This track decided to create a total of 6, 4 of which were what have been termed as bounties. So I guess they were kind of like sub-challenges within the challenge that you wanted a specific focus on. So we had bounty number 1, adoption driving, bounty number 2 for a multidisciplinary process, bounty number 3 for interoperability, bounty number 4 for surprise us. So that's the wild card of think even beyond what we can perhaps think. I have in front of me some results for those. And then there were the 2, head prizes, if I may call them that, which is for the validation lab, and that's a serious amount of effort and acceleration help from the ecosystem and our challenge leads here. So if it's okay with Peter, Juliet and Jacob as well, I'm going to go through the first 3 of the bounties. So I'm going to leave surprises until the end. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Fabulous. Of course, we're somewhat limited on time. We planned this weeks, Stefan and I, weeks and weeks in advance, and we had no idea that, or at least I had no idea there would be 6. So I'm going to go through the first 3 quite quickly and go into detail on the last 3. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to do this 6 times. Can you imagine that? You're going to give me a drum roll. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. And Peter, Peter, it's Dutch, not English. Do you have a list of bounties 1, 2, and 3, adoption driver, multidisciplinary process, and interoperability in front of you?
I do.
Fabulous. Then I'm going to let you take the credit of announcing number 1. Bounty number 1, adoption driver. Drum roll, please. 3, 2, 1. The prize goes to
Rabobank.
Team Rabobank. That's Kim and Co.
Nice.
Well done, Kim. Oh, look at that. She's even got a, what do you call those things? Tutor, that's what I'm being called.
Tutor.
Okay, it's a tutor for now. Congratulations to you folks on winning that bounty. That is a job well done. We're going to do it again. And I'm wondering, actually, do the other challenge leads also have this same list in front of them? Julietta, do you have a winning name? Don't give it to me yet. Just a yes or no for the multidisciplinary process. Bounty number 2?
Yes.
Oh, then we can share the glory. Drum roll is going in 3, 2, 1. The winner of the multidisciplinary process bounty is
Lunapunk Labs.
Lunapunk Labs. There we go. Horns at the bottom. Job well done to Josh there.
Nice backdrop,
Good
Josh.
job. And we're loving the Pink Floyd, of course.
Yes.
Although, now that you've brought that up, I'm wondering, is Peter celebrating something other than Momentum, or did he decorate especially for us?
Sounds like it looks like he had a party.
Of course, I celebrate Momentum, and I decorated especially for Momentum, obviously. And it's also not a background, but it's real. So.
Fabulous.
Very good.
Awesome. Great stuff there. And then I'm going to very quickly look at Jacob. I can assume, where can I find you? There you are. That you must know who the winner of the interoperability bounty is.
Yes.
Fabulous. You know how this works. What sort of rubbish drum roll is that?
It wasn't started yet. It was just warming up.
Oh, you were warming up. Okay. If I could get a real drum roll now, please, sir. And in 3, 2, 1, the winner of the interoperability bounty is
ODSSI.
ODSSI.
Nice.
Well done. Who am I looking at for that?
Peter.
Where is Peter? There we go. Well done. Congratulations. Fantastic job from all of you. We're going to come back to our challenge leads about that after the remaining prizes are allocated. We've got the number 4 bounty, Surprise Us. I don't know who wants to be the announcer of that, because I've split it. Oh, Peter says, I'll take it, no problem, he knows who it is. But before that, without giving away who it was, how much did they surprise you?
Yeah, well, they surprised us a lot, I think, because we started, of course, preparing this a long time ago, and we have to move the event several times, of course. So
you noticed that?
Yeah, you know this.
Sorry.
Lost some sleep about it, probably, etc. But it played out well. But then it's even harder to predict what teams might come up with. And let's say that the winning team really contributed to the ecosystem and to the development because it added something in addition that we didn't think of when we started this challenge. And we think it's really solving a problem that we have in the SSI arena. And besides that, they were a good example of working together with several of the other teams within the challenge, and as a kind of sidetrack, also developing something that they originally planned to be their first deliverable for this weekend.
Awesome.
So maybe
I'm going to pause you there before we get too far and somebody goes, wait, I think that's me. I've made that screw up too many times myself. You know who it is, so I'm going to ask for the Van Zoudam drum roll machine to do its thing for the 4,000th time today. And the bounty number 4 Surprises Award goes to Team
ODSSI.
Boom! Double win on that one for scooping up the bounties. Can we bring Peter Vagen from Odyssey in? Hello, sir. I don't hear you, but I don't think you're on mute either. That
maybe now?
Yes.
Double mute?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can
Good evening, sir,
now.
and everyone. Wow, what should I say? Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a
Great.
start. Yeah. Also,
However,
for me,
I also would like to thank Rabobank because we jointly built the credential catalog. So I would say this is a joint prize.
I'm sure nobody is going to object to you handling that however you wish. Also, congratulations on a very inspired team name, I have to say. But can you tell us just a little bit, what was it that you built that surprised your challenge leads?
Well, I think what you mean is the credential catalog that we built.
No, I think that, let's say, the credential catalog was the original plan, but what I call, let's say, the interoperability engine is for us real additional.
The whole thing we built. So
Yeah.
So what we built is, you could say, the adyen for SSI, meaning that if you go to a website with a wallet, no matter what, no matter if it speaks IRMA or Hyperledger Indy or YOLOCOM, you go to a website, you can transact with the website, similar like you transact at a web shop. You get to choose the SSI solution of your liking, and you can just transact. So we make it really, really easy for issuers and verifiers to use SSI. They don't have to do all the heavy lifting. All the heavy lifting is done by what we call an SSI provider. It's like a gateway to SSI. And during the hackathon, we connected IRMA, we connected Hyperledger Indy, YOLOCOM, we're going to connect Rabo IDA. So that's, let's say, the first look at what this feels like. And in look and feel, it's really like paying with, choosing that you pay with Ideal versus Visa on the website.
Wow.
And we think that was our vision, and we managed to pull it off, and it actually worked. We also helped another team set up their IRMA service as well. So we proved also in another team that you can actually do it. So we were also amazed that we made, because we thought we'd never make it, but we did.
And it's all open source.
And it's all open source, and you can download it at the DigiCampus GitHub.
Awesome.
Wow, you just made that sound so simple to me. This goes back to something I think it's been a running theme of
Since
this
the beginning.
momentum is this kind of like, it's not an app, it's not a platform, it's kind of getting up into protocols and gateways and being ambivalent to who it's going to do its job with. This is exciting stuff.
This is inspiring plumbing of critical communication infrastructure for the 21st century. This is really impressive.
Awesome, great stuff. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you very much.
And if I may, I'm going to go back to Peter Verkulen here, because we got 2 more to give. Wow, it doesn't stop. It's like you get a prize, you get a prize, and you get a prize. You are the Oprah Winfrey of self-sovereign identity. This is awesome. I don't know how you want to do this, because we've got 2 teams that take the top prize, if that's the right word. I guess it's do you see it as a joint prize, or is it 2 separate?
I'd like to give the floor to Giulietta. That's our own Oprah Winfrey. At least she resembles her more than me, because I'm a man. So she will explain about it.
Fabulous. Giulietta, no pressure. You've been dropped right in it by Peter on the spot there.
Yes.
How would you like to handle this?
So it's 2 prizes. So they both get a place in the GovTech validation program of Yes Delft, and to help validate their idea and their solutions. And I can say something because they both were working with existing technology, so that was really good, and added something. I don't know, I can reveal one at a time or together, whatever you want.
Yeah, this is hard. How do we do this?
One at a time.
Let's do one at a time. You know who they are, so I'm going to let you choose. I'm going to fire up the drum machine.
Yes.
It's funny when I do it. It's not so much funny when you do it. Because if I do this now, not only are they getting nervous, you're getting pissed off too. And in 3, 2, 1, the first winner of the GovTech Validation Lab is
Hyper42.
Hyper42. There we go. There's a happy-looking Marcel. If it's okay, Giulietta, we're going to have a quick chat with Marcel and then come back to you.
Perfect.
Marcel.
Yes.
You're still on mute, so take a moment to unmute.
Yes.
Take a
Thank you.
breath.
Thank you.
So,
what shall I say? Thanks for recognizing what we did, and thanks for awarding it. So happy to talk further about what we can do together.
that is great, but you don't get away with it that easily. I'd like to know what it is you did.
Ah, right. Okay. What we did is we thought that SSI is a great concept, but it's still missing an indispensable functionality, which is mandating. Mm-hmm. And mandating comes really close to identity, but you need a way to do that in the SSI concept, and that's not there yet. Only TNO has written an excellent white paper about it, and we implemented it for this momentum. So it's now possible using our solution to do peer-to-peer mandating, completely compliant with the SSI concept. That's what we did.
That's great. And what kind of other teams in other tracks were you looking for or be able to find?
Right. So we talked to many teams. We talked to Team Gimli, which, if I stand corrected, they won in the cargo track, right?
Yeah. Partially.
I won't say that it's because of us, of course, but we were glad to work with them. We collaborated with the Dutch tax authorities, who were very interested in the flexible way we could do our handle all kinds of mandates.
Yeah.
We talked with KVK. We talked with Team. Oh, let me look it up because it's too much for me right now.
Too much collaboration for 1 week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I talked to so many teams. So
this is good. This is good.
we get the flavor.
We talked to quite a few teams, and the funny thing was they all recognized the issue and they all understood how they could use it. So that's the benefit.
Brilliant.
Awesome. Good job,
thanks.
and of course, congratulations to your team. If I can go back to Giulietta, because we're still not done. It's raining. It's raining prizes and appreciations here, which is, let's face it, also the Odyssey Momentum spirit. Where are you, Giulietta? I've lost you on my screen. I see your faces. There you go, up in the top. Are you ready to do this again once more?
Yes, and the next one.
Whoa! Hold that thought. Let's build some tension because what I do want to.
Oh no, but I'm not going to say the name yet. So.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh, she understands this.
I'm tired, as you can imagine. And I thought for a moment, but you know what? We've stretched stretched it long enough. Sorry, Juliette, I interrupted you. Please go ahead.
No, the next team is going to win this prize also because they got a lot of stakeholders already on board, which is very important. So you can get a drum roll in now.
And just why is it? I mean, for me, it's kind of obvious, but for those at home who may not fully grasp this, why is it important to have lots of stakeholders for a concept like this?
Well, just for the validation lab, it's very important that you validate it with real stakeholders in the real world that's going to use your solution. So that is important for us. So connecting already to stakeholders and having commitments is key to a validation lab.
Yeah, and that's because, of course, if you go check it with one organization and they say, that's fantastic, we'll use it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
And you go build for that, and then you try to take it to the rest of the world and they go, but that doesn't work for me because it doesn't take into account this and this. And of course, it's about identity, it's about self-sovereign, it's about open source, so you've got to avoid those pitfalls, right?
Exactly.
Fabulous.
Exactly.
Let's fire up the drum machine. And in 3, 2, 1, Juliette, who has won the final spot in the GovTech Validation Lab?
It's WorkBy.
Team WorkBy. I'm looking for Rick on my screen. Where is Rick?
Thank you so much.
There we go. What a big smile. Look at that. Fantastic. And I can't tell if you're in some sort of spaceship holodeck or a loft construction there, but it looks great behind you. Rick.
It's my own apartment together with my... they're hanging here for a couple of months now. The original... Awesome. Canvases of all the different tracks.
Fantastic. We should get some of that framed really cool. on the Odyssey swag store if it's that popular. Yeah. Rick, tell us, what was it you built this weekend with your team?
Yeah, thank you. So what we did is we saw that SSI is actually a solution to a big problem that we see in the real world, but not a lot of people understand it and therefore also do not use it. So we try to make it easy, and we want to make sure that people are able to own their own data, and therefore they need to control their own identity in the first place. And what we did is we're going to actually build this for an existing company in the Netherlands, for APG, and together with the Dutch Blockchain Coalition, we are going to give a lot of employees a career wallet where they can store their credentials and their assessment results, for example. So on the field of adoption, we want to actually let people use their identity. And I'm very grateful that we can, together with Yes Delft, work on this. I actually hoped for winning this prize because I think it will definitely bring us to the next level. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you and your teammates, of course. And yes, indeed, this is a prize designed to take you to the next level.
Yeah, I think it's really great to see that APG again takes a step forward in the path of innovation, and looking forward to see where this can grow into. Because if that can be tested out thoroughly within that, let's say, population of employees, then you can also, of course, think more in a broader scale. But really cool, you have found a playground to do that.
I really hope so. Thank you, Rutger.
Yeah. And indeed, APG, who are no stranger to Odyssey and innovation, just a small organization there to be getting to work with. That's awesome. Who am I coming back to? I guess I'm coming back to Peter. Peter, sorry, it's been a long day. To wrap this all up, is that right, or should I be looking at Juliette? Or even?
No, that's fine.
So it's all about. I mean, the great thing is you've got this validation lab. So the next steps are. I'm not going to say they're easy, but they're already laid out. The path is there. But what do you see in the next, 3 to 6 months that will take the work that has been done this weekend and really start to level it up?
Yeah, I see that in various dimensions because even with 6 prizes, we actually did not have, let's say, a sufficient amount to reward everybody. You see it also from the fact that half of the ecosystem prizes were won by teams in this track. So you really saw this outgoing spirit and collaboration spirit, and even to a much bigger extent than what we could have hoped for when we started this a year ago.
That's nice.
Yeah, I think that on several aspects. I mean, of course, for the 2 teams, we have the scale-up facilities with Yes Delft, but we are looking into 1 or 2 more spots to find some funding for that and some space for that, because we think that maybe 1 or 2 teams more can be into that. And I think that, let's say, the work of Rabobank and the SSI team, both the credential catalog and also the what I call in my words the interoperability engine, that's definitely something that we will start using tomorrow in several of the use cases that we are running. And one of them you may know of is called Unlock. That's about using let's say the SSI principles to prove you have a negative COVID-19 test, and based on that you can either participate in an event or get, let's say, in generically access to a facility or to some rights to do something. That's definitely something where also the interoperability engine and the credential catalog will be of much use.
Wow. Basically, we see the emergence of a complete SSI stack that fits together as a toolbox, yet it doesn't need to be managed centrally, and that is, I think, something unique in the world. Peter, you have a vision on what happens in the rest of Europe and how this can be connected?
Well, let's say if you look just at the European perspective, there is of course a lot of connection between the Netherlands and let's say the European endeavors. We also had Daniel Dussey, who is the convener of the European SF initiative, as part of the jury. Tino is also playing a central role in the SF Lab facility. So I think we have all the links at hand, and of course, let's say, collaborating in that dimension will be even more difficult than in our own, let's say, tiny 300 to 200 kilometers country. But we have all the basics to be successful also in that arena. I mean, you can also turn it around. In the end, there will only be valid solutions when they are really also international. So I think we can, based on what has been achieved here, we have something to add on a European level. Daniel was also very enthusiastic about several of the pitches, not only of the SSI pitch. So we'll definitely take it from there. Well, not starting tonight because everybody deserved a good night's rest, I would say, but tomorrow 8:30 would be a nice time to follow up.
You heard it here first. Challenge stand up for Chapter 9. We're in Chapter 8 right now. Chapter 7 finished yesterday. Chapter 9 teams, that's the one where you get to take the lead and keep going.
I would say the European level of the track in another edition of Momentum would be interesting to explore then.
Yeah, fully agree. And you see also a lot of yes nodding faces, so I'm not the only one.
Exactly. And there's one thing you think I've forgotten, but I haven't. That is something that we talked about during the weekend, and that is not the prize, but the award. An award not created by us, but by you. You folks already know this already, but just in case you're watching on the stream or later and you don't know what this is, it's a trophy. It's a token of appreciation. How do we do that digitally? Well, these folks did it whilst they were working so hard in Momentum during this weekend. So if I do something like this, it comes on the screen. You can see there a genuinely unique piece of artwork created by you. 2,940 small blocks. They represent the minutes. A whole bunch of wows, that's the bigger chunks in there. I don't have the numbers, of course. And all of the ecosystem commits, joins, handshakes, invitations, of which I think you collectively must have had the most. based on your track, of course. That's all thrown together through some algorithms, turned into a piece of digital art. We're adding the winning team names into that. That'll get scrambled together in a nice way, turned into a non-fungible token. We'll send you the keys. You have bragging rights for eternity. Congratulations to all the teams. Rutger, last words on self-sovereign identity?
Yeah, this was actually when you do this in the physical space, you can totally imagine it, and that's how we started out shaping this track, of course. And then I have to say, this track is at the very core of the game and meeting design for Momentum, because of the achievements that they were looking for. And I can remember the scoping session we had in The Hague for this, with incredible amount of people who were all giving amazing input, and then that was squeezed into a very concise, very clear pathway forward to get SSI applied. So to see that it actually happened online, that is very, very impressive and inspiring to see. Really, really glad that worked out. I'm looking very much forward to also all the feedback that comes from that. But for now, I think you have made it work, and that's really, really incredible. So I'm really proud that this track is the success that you say it is, and that it enables you all to move forward. So really, really, really well done.
Absolutely, and I've just noticed, and it can't be left unsaid, I don't know why I didn't notice it sooner, sorry about that, but Jakob actually has a pretty spectacular backdrop there. If I remember rightly, that is the skybox from chapter 6.
Yeah, and still one running now.
You and I loved it so much, we put it up as the infinite skybox.
For now.
Wow, yeah, exactly. The graphics engine that were behind this is it's incredibly impressive stuff. So, Jakob, thank you there for displaying a little part of the system. I really appreciate that. If you're wondering what the heck was just happening, we were talking to a lot of folks about self-sovereign identity, awarding not one but 6 different prizes there with our challenge leads and the teams. We're going to be moving from self-sovereign identity to sovereign nature for their finale. That's coming up in about 7 minutes, right here, same time, same place. So I'm going to say thank you so much to all of you folks. Congratulations to those teams and the rest of you. And I will see you all soon.